$10 beers. That's the first thing I remember when I think about Oslo. Is, don't pick up the tab. It's dangerous. But I've been trying to figure out that the reasons for that energy performance gap between Scandinavian and American buildings. And I keep thinking about Roger Bannister. And this is because as soon as Roger Bannister finally ran a 4-minute mile, the previous record holder actually was a couple Swedes, right, for a long time before that. But his record stood for exactly 46 days, and by the next year, a 4-minute mile didn't make headlines anymore. Nobody noticed. So something changed before and after that, and I think what it was the athletes and coaches' idea that they had a new idea of what was possible. And so picture me, I'm walking through a hospital in Trondheim, which has weather like Alaska, and knowing that it's running on about a third of the energy of our best hospitals here in Seattle. And the experience clarified for me what was possible in a way that, like other people have mentioned, I just couldn't get from looking at it in a magazine back here in Seattle. But we pestered the building engineers for hours with questions. We finally did figure out their secret. By the way, your new hospital in Karolinska will use just half the energy that hospital, St. Olav's in Trondheim, used. And now, Karolinska is built by Skanska. Skanska's offices are right upstairs from my offices, and we're right here in Seattle, and we're getting painfully close to that point where we'll be able to actually connect those dots and make something happen, I think. But anyway, if you want to know the secret to that, to doing those buildings that we discovered deep inside those hospitals is, like Heather alluded to, nothing. There's nothing that they're doing to, and we saw their utility bills. We had proof. But they're doing insulation. They have awnings to control solar heat. They're moving heat around the building with pipes instead of through ventilating air, capturing and storing waste heat. These are all really ordinary low-tech solutions that we're already doing here in various places already. So separately, they give ordinary results. Used all together in one building, they give amazing results. So we don't need expensive new technology to be able to make this happen. I think that we need to check our people into your hospital for attitude transplants. You can see that what I brought back from Scandinavia was impatience. And after these buildings a year, it's hard to remain patient with engineers or developers who tell me that a 10% increase in our energy code standards is going to kill them. And it's true both reviewing projects in my office here and working on energy code development issues. I keep hearing all this resistance, but it's from people who haven't yet had their eyes open. I want to add that we've had some serious successes. That in my firm, we set a goal to hit 50% energy reduction in all of our U.S. projects. And we almost did it. 48.1%, I think Margaret told me this morning. So we're getting close. The new Seattle Energy Code also didn't hit its original target, but still it is going to be the gold standard for everybody else's energy code in the country. So it's probably not a coincidence that 4 of our people at NBBJ and numerous building department people here have been on these trips. Let me just close with one example that just came up. Jason was talking about that we're starting to talk about writing a performance-based energy code here. And it's never been done before in the US. And I'm sure there's huge amounts of anxiety. But here we have the Danish building regulations as a template. They're already translated into English for us. They've been refined through several iterations of their code cycle. For all I know, maybe the Swedish ones are even better now if you've been leapfrogging each other. But we don't have to guess and argue about how those regulations would play out in the real world. We can just, 9 hours from now, be walking around looking at those examples and checking their electric bills. So in this way, Scandinavia is leading Seattle forward in this arena, and Seattle is clearly leading the rest of the country forward on energy issues. And so your impact on global climate issues could be really gigantic by this sort of leapfrogging. So really, with a big enough helicopter, you could drop one of your hospitals into a park here in Seattle, and it would function just like it does in Oslo or Stockholm. Same weather, we're doing it. And In addition, your hospital staff would be very pleasantly surprised at the price of our beer.
Really quickly, and we hear this all the time.